Hey guys, what's up? This is not a guide to learn the basics of Brawlhalla, so I don't recommend this video if you've just started the game. But other than that, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to be quickly running over all the sword characters that you have as of the current patch. So yeah, let's get into it. First, you have Bodvar. Very good character. I mean, very good stats, good signature, good weapon combination. Pretty much, one of the staples of Brawlhalla, right? Like everyone knows, everyone's used Bodvar at one point. Yeah, so good character all around. Hattori is more on the speedy side. So if you like having speed and you don't mind losing a little bit of defense and strength because of that, then yeah, go for it. Hattori has pretty good signatures, obviously not the best, but all around, still a very good character. She has SAir, which is also a good secondary weapon, very easy character to pick up, and yeah. So Sir Roland unfortunately isn't really at the top right now. He's a very slow character, but if you like tanky, but slow, I suppose this is for you. But again, this character will eventually be buffed, and yeah, we're waiting for that day. Hopefully it's soon, because this character's struggling right now. You barely ever see this character, so yeah. Next is Thatch. Thatch is probably really underrated. He's a glass cannon. Insane stats, insane sigs. It's crazy how no one's really picked up this character. The sigs are actually very broken. The hitboxes are kind of crazy. It's just no one uses Thatch, so yeah. All around a very good weapon combination too. Okay, so next is Azuri. Azuri is also a very good character. Really good, well balanced stats. Very good signatures. Katars and sword, pretty good weapons. Sword's never been bad, so sword in general is like a really good weapon to have as a main or secondary weapon in the first place. So yeah, very good character, really good sigs, all around great. Koji is one of the staples of Brawlhalla. I don't know why I have him on 9 decks, but it is what it is. Yeah, high dex bow, high dex sword, very fluid, very comfortable. Koji has amazing sigs, so yeah, very good character. Jala is also one of those characters where I'd say it's like Thatch, very underrated. Like I know people might think she's good, but I don't think people realize how good the character is. Most of the sigs kill absurdly early, and the sig kit in general is just insane. It's surprising how no one's picked up this character really, especially because axe and sword are very good weapons right now. So yeah, Val is on your defense side, defense and speed. The stats are almost perfect for the weapons. You don't need dex on gauntlets, but again, you don't need dex on sword either. But the sigs, the all-around speed character, the defense, all blur together nicely, and the sigs are absolutely amazing. So yeah, Val's never been bad. I don't think Val has ever seen a point where Val has not been used in top level play. So yeah. The next character is Sidra. Sidra is very underrated. No one uses this character as much as they should. I think she's extremely strong. Bit sad that no one plays her, but again, just like amazing stats. You can go down to 3 decks. Yeah, don't even need to say anymore. Amazing sigs, very underrated character. Jiro, his sigs kill early. That's about it. That's literally about it. That's all I can say. So yeah. Last character would be Jaehyun. Jaehyun's a very good character. Great Sword is still a very good weapon. Honestly, like top 5 weapons. It's just Great Sword is very difficult to play. It still kills the earliest out of any weapon. It's still amazing. And plus his sigs. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about them because they're stupid and obscene. So yeah, those are also characters to choose from as of the current patch. So yeah. Okay, in the next few sections I'm going to be going over all the moves of Sword, and yeah, I'm going to try doing my best to explain how to use them correctly and stuff like that, so yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so firstly, we're going to start off with Nlight. Nlight is your typical like get off me tool. It's a very good tool for like defending on stage. So if your opponent is like off stage somewhere, what you can do is just like use Nlight to sort of like ledge trap them. This move is just extremely good with like low end lag. The startup is insane. You're not reacting to this move ever. You know, this move's just crazy. Cover spot dodges sometimes as well. All around an insane move that you want to use when your opponent is closest to you. If your opponent's on the ground and you just Nlight. I wish it was a bit more complicated than that, but yeah, it is what it is. Just Nlight, and it'll hit. It'll hit no matter what, because it's, you know, sword Nlight. But yeah, it's a typical get off me tool. It can be strung into side light. It can be strung into it can be strung into downlight if you're not dumb like me. You know, it can be strung into combos and strings and stuff like that. So yeah. Next move I'm going to be showing you sort of is sidelight. Sidelight is a very good approach tool in general when they're grounded, especially. Sometimes it'll hit slightly above in the air, roughly about like this height. But yeah, it's a very good tool. Something you can do is when your opponent, if you do know how to do this correctly anyway, it'll take quite a bit of practice, but you can do GC sidelight as a punish option, even in the air. It's pretty safe to throw out anyway, and the way sidelight goes is like you sort of fall down while you're doing the move. So even if you're like this, right, you're still going to hit them because you're going to fall down by the time you get there, right? Like that. And I think it's really crazy. If you learn how to use this as like in strings, it's going to be very good for you. But yeah, it's an amazing approach option that you can use. It also, you know, strings into downlight, recovery, etc. You know, all combos and strings. So yeah, very good option as an approach tool. And like I said, in the air you can GC it to sidelight and catch them off guard. It can be used very well. Yeah, so that's sidelight. Next move is going to be Dlight. Now, Dlight is your best like grounded punish option, right? So, for example, if they throw out a actually, you know what? There's no point. If they throw out an attack, your best option would be to don't do that, but yeah, go for the downlight. So just dash Dlight, and so it's just. That's pretty much all downlight is a punish tool, right? So, yeah, I mean, you don't really want to use it any other time. There's no point using it any other time. I mean, you can bait with it. You can sort of bait with it on the ledge, but other than that, downlight is mostly just a punish option. So yeah. There's not really much explanation. One thing you'll see a lot of sword players do is, for example, if I sidelight here, I'll do this. I'll set the bolt. There you go. So if I sidelight, I'll jump GC, and there you go. So you can punish people dodging in with a GC downlight. So yeah, like that. That's something you'll see from sword players a lot, where they'll just like spot dodge a lot and go for the downlight. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to counter sword, I guess that's a little tip for you. Just watch out for that. But yeah, it is a very good option if you can follow their movement. So get a read on where they go after they hit you, and then you can sort of just react accordingly, right? So yeah, that's the basic gist of downlight. Okay, so next section is SAir. Okay, so in SAir, there isn't really much to explain. It's just a very good punish option. So if you're floating, if you notice your opponent is throwing out a lot of ground moves, basically you can jump over it and SAir to catch them. And but yeah, it can be baited out, so just watch for that. But yeah, in general, it's again like downlight. It's just a punish tool, pretty much. And you don't really want to be throwing it out too much. It does have a little bit of recovery, so you might get punished for it if you're in the wrong spot, so just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna be in this section. I'm gonna be covering DAir and NAir, which are basically the same move, just one's up and one's down. I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory what you can do with them, right? But yeah, your DAir is like a typical under me, like, you know, like sort of just punish option, right? So you can float from above and just use DAir. It's sort of just like axe DAir, you sort of just use it like that, but I'd say this move is actually better in a way, because you can drift more with it. So yeah, but again, it's one of just those punish moves where, you know, if your opponent's like below you and you know they're not going to just spot dodge you, then yeah, just go for the DAir. It can also lead into strings, but yeah, so NAir again is also the same thing. It's just a punish option that you can use. It's really good for juggling. It's really good for juggling along with recovery, which I'll go into in a little bit. But yeah. Okay, and the last move that we're going to cover in this section is your sword recovery. Sword recovery is a very good move because you have a lot of drift, but that's not sword recovery. But yeah, you have a lot of drift with this move, and yeah, it's a very good move to string with NAir. Like NAir and fucking DAir, just you can use them in conjunction with each other, right? And yeah, it's a very good option. Like, you know, NAir can lead to a recovery can lead to more NAirs, etc. So yeah, you just wanna really abuse the move, because I think it's pretty crazy. Okay, so we're gonna be going over some basic combos and strings for sword. So yeah, let's just get into it. You've got Dlight SAir, Dlight NAir, Dlight DAir. At later HPs, you're gonna have Dlight DAir into GC Dlight recovery, etc. You know, you have Sidelight into Nlight. You have Sidelight into Dlight into recovery. You have SAir into Nlight at low damage. So Dlight NAir recovery, Dlight DAir recovery, Dlight NAir into, you know, more NAirs and juggles and stuff. But yeah, like those are just some general basic strings that you can do with sword. So if they jump out of Sidelight, what you can do is just jump SAir as well. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so for this section, there's not really much else I can say for sword. Sword is a very simple weapon, you just have to adapt to their playstyle. So, are they jumping after you sidelight? Are they just spot dodging? Can you punish it? Say you sidelight, do they jump after it? So, should I go for a SAir, or should I wait for the spot dodge, and stuff like that? Just think of things like that throughout your gameplay. Even when you're playing, just practice constantly thinking that. So subconsciously, you're going to be focusing on it. And this is something you need to get in the habit of, so. Okay, so yeah, there really isn't, like, anything else to say other than what I've shown in this video. Like, there really isn't. Sword is a very just simple weapon. It just takes a little bit of practice, and once you've got it down, you've pretty much mastered it, right? Just, you get good with sword, you can get, like, top level play, easily. It's just a very consistent weapon. I don't think there's been a time where sword has been bad. There's never been a time where sword has been bad and like unusable. Every time there's always a sword player at like top level play. So it's just a very good weapon. Also Thatch is busted, by the way.